Hi, we're talking today about breathing, about the breath, about the sacredness of breath. In our last podcast, which was the law of attraction, we at the end briefly mentioned breath as a mechanism or a vehicle to something higher. And today we want to more thoroughly investigate this thing which is breath. Most people are aware how important breath is, not just in the physiological sense, but in the sense of connecting to a higher essence. People who study yoga, or people who study qigong, or people who have found certain ways of developing their physical and mental stamina will know the importance of breath. I think it's true to say that altering the breathing is fundamental to greater experiment or greater discovery regarding the breath. Some people call it diaphragmatic breathing, for instance, in the training that actors use or singers use. Really, a better description we've found, is breathing with intent, breathing with an intention to reach a certain state or stage. Wouldn't you say that, Joe?
I would say yes. The intent that you talk about, it comes from being aware of what you're thinking when you breathe in, and being aware of what you want to let go when you breathe out.
Yes, inhalation and exhalation.
It's a two-way path.
Yes.
It's like a way of getting rid of mental blockages, if you like. You can progress, and when you do this for a long period of time, you find yourself dealing with problems a lot easier.
We were actually talking, do you remember, about, when we weren't recording, we were talking about people not really knowing what breath is. I mean, it's... Do you want to expand on that?
Well, we're not really taught how to breathe properly. It's breathing with the stomach. The stomach is the factory of your body. It develops all the chemicals that protect who you are. Everything that functions within the body comes from the stomach. So when you breathe with your stomach and not your chest. So it looks like you're going a little bit fat.
Yeah, you're pushing the abdomen out to go below the diaphragm.
Yeah, but when you get used to this, it can be very, 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 very beneficial.
But apart from that, what I meant was we actually touched upon this theme of what the breath contains, what we actually do breathe, what it is that we breathe in when we breathe, not just the mechanism of breathing, but what breath is actually made of.
Well, it's said that you breathe in probably one of the most combustible gases in the universe, in oxygen. And obviously when you breathe that in, the body uses that, it combusts at a micro level within your body, and that's what helps you get rid of stuff, or what wants to bring stuff to you. It is an electrical charge.
It is an electrical charge. This is why we've decided to talk about breathing and breath in relation to the Electric Universe, because this is one in the series of the Electric Universe podcasts. And I think even as we speak and we kind of go like that, we're igniting something. We're igniting a spark which connects to a mental, which is hopefully connecting to the higher mental or higher manas, which actually is bringing something down to meet us halfway in the way of knowledge. So the way light is carrying knowledge or information, I do think that breath also carries information as we inhale.
Well, it is the information.
Yes.
We need oxygen to survive. You stop breathing, you die.
Yeah. So that oxygen is not peculiar to our planet, but it's something that our planet or our species needs within its environment, within its planetary environment, to survive. And that would suggest to us that it's redolent of much more than an air or even a chemical. It is something that is absolutely fundamental to keep us connected and balanced and in touch with everything else. In fact, in astrology, as people will know, we use the elements, and one of the elements is air. The signs of Aquarius, Libra, Gemini convey air, the other elements being fire, earth and water. And the air elements are about, they're cerebral, so they're about the mind, or they're about thought, or they're about knowledge and the way the mind might use knowledge. And again, I think this shows us that the breath, the air, the wind, in feng shui you have the wind and the conveyance of air through breeze, through wind, which is really important, and the body, being the microcosm of a macrocosm, conveys air, conveys wind, conveys breeze through the mechanism of breath. And that's represented in the science of astrology by those signs. And I think that people with great influence in those signs, in other words, they have stelliums of planets, or they have the rising sign in one of the air signs, or they have, air is very predominant for them, they will be conveyors or purveyors of considered, deliberated information, as in philosophy or theology, or theology is not a very good example, but parapsychology, or things that need greater analysis of a fundamental knowledge. The knowledge needs widening, the knowledge needs extending to give it its full life. So anything that has to inflate or to expand needs that air. And I think every time we're breathing, if we're breathing rightly, we're expanding something within us.
Yeah. We breathe very shallow nowadays. A lot of people breathe very, very shallow.
Yeah.
And it's not efficient.
When we get stressed, we stop breathing properly, and we stop functioning properly then.
That's it. We're always worrying. Worry is what it is a big killer, and it affects the breath in a big way, because we just think and we hold breath.
Well, one of the most important things that can be taught, should be taught to children in schools and people recovering from illness, etc., is just breathe, just stand and breathe, like just in so many ancient forms of movement, the breath is absolutely everything.
It's
the
key.
breath,
Yeah, it's fundamental.
It's key. Yeah, it's only necessary to breathe fairly regularly, not sort of gulping air, but just to breathe to a depth of maybe an intake of 5, and do it for a few times, and to align the mental intent with that breathing, especially when you are using anything concerned with the law of attraction, or concerned with endeavour, or what you might be setting out to do that needs more than usual thought or concentration.
The intent is the awareness.
Yes, it is. If the awareness, the intent and the breath are aligned,
yeah,
then really you have it all. And I think you can't say, well, you're not going to, you can't fail, but you have to succeed to some extent in what it is that you have in your view. You have to at least partially reach new realizations or revelations that actually carry you forward from where you began at the point of that intention of breath. Is there anything you would add to that, Joe?
I think you said it all pretty much. The intention is what people need to understand properly. I think it's breathing with an intent. I can't stress it enough, to be honest. It's
no, sorry, go on.
If you draw in air and you want something, you breathe it in, and then you push away what you don't want.
That's the important part, the exhalation.
Yeah, I'm repeating myself here, but I do want to stress that this is very, it's very important. I can't stress it enough.
And also, in regard to relaxation, to just that peace, that relaxation, that sense of, if you like, serenity or harmony.
You find yourself.
Yeah, that sometimes that's all you need. That's all you want. You don't want to have anything new or to attract anything magnificent. You just want to experience yourself in all your glory, and breathing is the key to that. And of course, there are many schools of thought. There are many practices where you can do this. You know, you can learn this. But I think it should be taught to people from day one, from year one.
Yeah.
This is your life. Your life is the breath.
Well, you do breathe properly for the first 4 years.
Yeah,
All babies will breathe properly.
yeah, yeah,
We do tend to forget.
yeah, yeah. So there we have it, the sacred breath in an electric universe.